old show. This is the big 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 old show.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rayom can help.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us number one.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. It is Monday, January 26th, 2025. Man, we're already almost through the first month, man. It is awesome. Not for NVIDIA shares falling 13% or the Bills falling again, but other things are awesome. So anyway, hope you all are doing well this morning. We got the Heat back in action tonight. Jimmy Butler's mess continues. We'll talk to Ira Winderman at 10:30 to find out about that clown show. Because apparently he's going to be back, and obviously Mickey Harrison is too cheap to keep him away. So that's the sad part. Oh, what is that? What is that? What is that? At the Half-Free Theater, just announced 80s lineup, Flock of Seagulls, General Public, The Vapors, turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Big Country. I think the singer is no longer with us. Could you look that up for me, Sean? I think the singer from Big Country passed away. So I'm not sure who's going to be playing for Big Country. Icicle Works? Woo! Interesting. China Crisis? Bellius, some people dance cheek to cheek. Some people. Oh, I haven't heard that song in forever. Bellius, some. That was like his only song. Josie Cotton? Wow. If you watched Valley Girl. Johnny, Are You Queer? Let's see what else. And Polecat coming to our stage August 12th. 80s Live. Not bad. Not bad. What do you got for me, Sean? Am I right? Am I wrong?
You're right. Stuart Adamson, 2001.
So I don't know who's singing for a Big Country. Dreams Made for You and all that other stuff, or Fields of Fire or something, but it's not the real singer from Big Country. All right. Flock of Seagulls, the Vapors, General Public. The Belly of Some just threw me off there. Wow. That guy's still working. He had one song, and it's kind of like an underground song. Not everybody knows that song. It's like an early 80s song. To know that most of you have no idea, some people. Anyway, as you know, as we digress on the show, and just announced that the Seminole Hard Rock, Def Leppard is coming to Hard Rock Friday, August 28th. Pre-sale is Wednesday, January 29th at 10 a.m. All right. So Def Leppard doesn't say any opener, at least. Nope. Just says Rock and Roll Hall of Fame icons. So there you go. Just seeing some stuff come across, and I figured I might as well tell you guys, if you're into music like I am. As you all know, I'm a little bit into music, just a little bit. By the way, I forgot. Oh, go ahead, Sean. What are you going to say?
It looks like Simon Howe, if that's how you pronounce it, Hough, is who's the vocalist now for Big Country, at least on the last tour. I don't know if it's the same or what they're doing.
Simon Howe. Okay. All right. Don't know him, I think. At least I don't. The name doesn't ring a bell. So, okay. All right. That's fine. I'm just saying, for those of you out there, just in case you happen to be a Big Country fan and you're like, hey, I'd like to see. Yeah, that's not the lead singer. So just, stupid shit that just, is in my brain, and I have no idea why it's in there, why I would remember things like that. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. As of 12 May 2024, Simon Howe's out. Tommy Paxton is in.
Come on, man. Didn't you know that?
I mean, this is Big Country. It's big news.
Big news from Big Country. That's right. That's what it's all about. Anyway, that should be a fun little show. Oh, what do we have going on? We got some Dolphin stuff to go. By the way, I went off on the whole Tyreek stuff over the weekend, so you can go check it out. Darrell Bevel being considered for offensive coordinator. Tashawn Reed, Raiders insider, joined me also. That's also on the platform. So if you want to know about what I thought about the whole Tyreek situation, it's there already. And then obviously the latest with Darrell Bevel. We'll go through some of the other things that are developing also with the Dolphins today, as it looks like, it's just funny, man. I told you guys 2 years ago that this past season would be the hot seat year that puts them, and sure enough, here we go, going into this season on the hot seat, and people are just jumping ship. But anyways, we'll get to that. Steve Chapman is in the house. Patriot Nation is panicking today. Why? What happened? What did happen? Why would Patriot Nation be panicking? Oh, Kansas City three-peat. Is that what he's talking about? That's about the only thing, right? I mean, why would they be panicking? Who gives a shit? You got your 6 titles, right?
It's got to be that, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
there's nothing else going on as far as everything seems to be going well for them. They got their coach.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, no, I that could be, but I mean, if you're a Patriot fan, bro, you got your 6 titles. Who gives a shit? You didn't get a three-peat out of it. That doesn't mean anything, but that's good for Kansas City. If they can get it, that's how they can separate themselves from everyone in the history of the NFL. So it's a great way for them to do it. Good for them, man. And by the way, thank you to Kansas City, because I lost the Washington game. I remember I told you to take plus the points, and so obviously they lost by a little bit more than 6. Let me see. 55-23. Yeah, slightly. So when I lost that one, I doubled up. Plus the line went down to 1 point. So I doubled my bet on Kansas City, which was already a higher bet than the Washington game, because I felt great about it, kind of like Buffalo last week. And so I just doubled up my bet, and I made back my money that I lost from Washington with a little extra. So I want to thank the Kansas City Chefs, because I gave up 1.5, and then I gave up 1. And I'm like, So I'm giving up less this second go around. Yeah, let's put a little extra juice here. So thank you to Kansas City. Appreciate you. Big time. Thank you. Kyle Cockrell, Jamie Zoria in San Jose, smashing it, and the like button too. Steven Gonzalez, One-Eyed Jack. Jay Gelfin is in. Says the Super Bowl may be better than the commercials this year. Let's hope so. I'm picking Chiefs easily. Jeff in Long Island, Ray Sosa was happy that the Bills lost. Cosa Nostra is in. An awful lot of salty folks on sunny morning, on a sunny Monday. Senior Bowl practices, yes, there is. Let's see. R.I.P. to DJ Unk. Secondly, that's the rapper that just died. He was like young. I didn't read what happened to him. Too young. Secondly, Buffalo continues to struggle against their daddy. Yep. And we struggle against everybody. Horn Dog is watching the games with a complete slap in the face on how far behind our Dolphins are. If I were the GM, I would follow the Eagles format. Yeah, you mentioned that, and the Philadelphia Eagles are doing something that was done years ago, but it was done in a little bit of a different fashion by another coach. And Howie Roseman is on the brink of doing the same thing. Okay. He has built the Eagles up a couple times now. This is another time. This might be the third time in their Super Bowl, right? Aren't they didn't they lose one? They won one, and then did they go back again and lose, and then now they're back? Is that what it is? How come I'm thinking under Roseman it's 3 times? Am I right?
I know they made it and lost.
One.
Yeah, but was that with Hurts or was that with Knowles won?
Right, Foles.
Foles won. I'm sorry. And then Hurts lost to KC, so now they're back again this year.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, Horn Dog, you're old enough, I know that. And so you're going to be able to relate with me on this one. One of the things that I've said here on the show for many, many years, the greatest accomplishment by any head coach in NFL history is what? Anybody know? What is the greatest accomplishment by any head coach in NFL history on this show? It's blasphemous, but I'd like to see how many of you pay attention. What is the greatest accomplishment by any head coach in NFL history? What is it? Is it Belichick 6? What is it? Shula 17-0? Anybody else? Because it's not that. Anything else? Yeah, it's not the perfect season. I want to know how many people actually 4 Super Bowl appearances by the Bills. No. Very good, Jonathan Jensen. The greatest accomplishment by any NFL head coach, and it's not even close, not 17-0. No. That's just one season. Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 quarterbacks that aren't Hall of Famers because he built up the lines. Offense, defense, ran the ball. You know what I'm talking about, Horn Dog? And guess what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing? Because Jalen Hurts ain't shit. He ain't shit. He's a jag that has to make 2 or 3 throws in a game, just like Nick Foles. Now, the Jags not going to do it because Pat Mahomes and Kansas City will do it. I mean, they scored 55 points. He threw 1 touchdown yesterday. He isn't shit, dude. He's a great kid. He's super tough. He's an athlete. He can run. He ain't shit as a passer. Okay? The only time that Jalen Hurts will be in the Hall of Fame is if he buys a fucking ticket. Are we clear on that? All right? Great kid. Tough as nails. Excellent athlete. Okay? You want him to marry your daughter. You know? Solid, super solid individual. I mean, character-wise, he's impeccable, actually. Super likable. Now, I compartmentalize everything. I don't really give a shit. As a passer, he ain't shit. He ain't shit. He's an athlete playing quarterback. That's it. The other guy that he's facing, that's a real quarterback. The guy he faced, the young kid, much better quarterback than he will be every day of the week and twice on Sundays as the career goes on. I'll take Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels would do better than Jalen Hurts with the same team. Many quarterbacks will do better than Jalen Hurts, and they don't even have to run, actually, because there's a shitload of quarterbacks, better passers than Jalen Hurts. So Howie is tearing a page from Joe Gibbs. He builds teams, and the quarterback is interchangeable. Shitload of quarterbacks can do what Jalen Hurts is doing with that team, with that running back. You know, because, I don't know, somebody talks about running game all the time and winning on the line of scrimmage, and I don't know, there's a local team that, like, never wants to do it, and we have a head coach that refuses to commit to the run, you know, those kind of things. That's the amazing part. I'm sitting there looking at the Eagles, and I'm going, son of a bitch. Howie is doing the same thing that Joe Gibbs did. He's not worried about having the greatest quarterback in the world. He's worried about having the greatest team in the world. That team is a win away from winning a Super Bowl, and you think about it, he's gone to 3 Super Bowls, and none of his quarterbacks are anything. Jalen Hurts and Nick Foles ain't shit, dude. Yeah, I know I'm using improper English, but I do it on purpose, okay, just in case with the ain't stuff. But I love it because it sounds good, because Jalen Hurts ain't shit. It doesn't take much of a quarterback in Philadelphia to do what they're doing right now. They're so good everywhere that all you got to do is facilitate, just like Nick Foles. Just don't screw it up, kid. Make a couple of throws. Stay away from the turnovers. But it's amazing that the greatest accomplishment in NFL history is Joe Gibbs winning 3 Super Bowls with 3 quarterbacks that will only have to buy a ticket for the Hall of Fame because they have no shot at going to the Hall of Fame. And Howie somehow looked at that and said, that's how you do it. Nothing's changed in football. Win at the line of scrimmages, run the hell out of the football, and your quarterback's job is super easy. Anybody watch the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 70s? Anybody watch the Dallas Cowboys in the mid-90s? I mean, Troy Aikman's a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but my point is they dominated those 2 lines in the running game. Troy's job was easier. It's elementary. It's not that difficult. It really is not that difficult to figure out what you have to do in football. And the Eagles have figured it out. Now, the only problem is they're playing against a team that wins at the line of scrimmage and has the better quarterback and also has a running game. And by the way, has the best coach in the NFL. So that's where the Eagles kind of, this is where they run into a wall. Because unfortunately, they don't have the quarterback to challenge the other quarterback. That's just the way it is. Again, Jalen Hurts ain't shit. And Howie Roseman is an absolute, he's the best GM in football. That's not even up for discussion. What he's done in Philadelphia is just absolutely sick. And kudos to him for understanding how you constantly build a football team. The lucky thing for the conference and for the NFL and for that division is that the Eagles don't find themselves a Hall of Fame quarterback. If the Eagles, the day they find themselves a Hall of Fame quarterback with that GM, I don't know. It's over. Because he knows how to build football teams. So that's what I was thinking of, Horn Dog, watching that. And thank you for reminding me, because I did not make a note of that because I wanted to talk about that today on the show, because I thought it was very, very interesting. And if you don't see the correlations out there, I mean, if you're old enough, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you're young, it's hard for you to comprehend it because you didn't live it. But it's really the same shit that's going on right now. What the Eagles are doing is exactly what Joe Gibbs did back in the 80s to the early 90s, right? I think it was, right? Yeah. Anyway, what else do we have? Aquavision is in. Kevin says, remember, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. LOL. Thank you, sir. Sheem Almighty. So happy Josh Allen choked it. Dude, he tried to he almost threw three interceptions yesterday that were dropped, I want to say. Did he have 2 fumbles that he recovered? I'm sure it was 2 fumbles. He fumbled twice and recovered them. I mean, he did. I know it wasn't like his fault they lost at all yesterday. He played well, but he did try to choke it away. He did try to choke it away. Let's just get that shit straight. He didn't lose the game. He played very well. He also got incredibly lucky. Fumbles twice, recovers them twice, and throws 3 almost interceptions in that game. 2 on the first freaking drive. He did his best to choke that shit away right away. Okay? Now, did he lose it? No. He played a hell of a game and all that, whatever. But don't let that slip your mind that the man was in choke mode throughout the game. It's just he got lucky that the complete choking didn't happen and the ball bounced his way and shit. But he did everything to choke that one away. I'm just saying. Anyway, the Dolphins are so damn soft compared to these playoff teams. It's pitiful. Amen. You are correct, Kevin. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. As always, you can also make a donation through PayPal. Always a great way to keep us alive and pumping. Appreciate the support. Joe Clark says, is it possible that Anthony Weaver may hang around another year to potentially become the next head coach? Or am I thinking way outside? Because if you're making the coaching change, that means everybody's getting fired. Everybody's on the hot seat here, bro. You think Reggie McKenzie's leaving because it's like a lateral job? He's not really getting a GM job. Why do you think he's leaving? This is a hot seat year for everybody. Now he gets a new regime, new contract. He's Darrell Bevell. You think Darrell Bevell is not in church right now? Synagogue. I don't know. I don't know what his religion is. Whatever it is. Okay? Whatever it is. He's praying right now. Please, Raiders, hire me. Please, Raiders, hire me. Pete Carroll. He knows this is about to hit the shitstorm. Plus, he also knows that the coach doesn't want to give him any work to be the offensive coordinator. So if you're him or Frank Smith, you want to get the hell out because you're not going to grow here. The coach is not going to let you grow. Neither one is going to become an offensive coordinator. So Pete Carroll just got a new contract in in the Raiders in Las Vegas. Go listen to that interview with Deshaun Reed. Yeah. These people want the hell off this ship, dude. It's sinking. Anyway, good morning, Real Dolphin fans are happy the Bills lost. Plus, I bet on the Chiefs and the Eagles, ML, so winning money while doing it, always nice. That's right. I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, I don't care, man. My team is out, so I'm playing for my wallet. And I'm going to bet for whoever I think is going to win and, whatever. And do you think I want to root for the Bills last week? No, but what did I tell you all last week? That's my favorite game. I love the Bills over the Ravens. I bet a shit ton on that one and won. You know what I mean? And last night when I lost the Washington one, I was like, I love the Chiefs. Forget it. I don't care about my feelings as a Dolphins fan. I got to compartmentalize that, bro. I want to, buy a little bit more, Caspa. That's what I did last night. Anybody got Bitcoin at 98 or 99 last night? It's pretty good. I think it's like at 102, 103 already. It's bouncing back already. It's ridiculous. We dropped back to 101. We were at 102. What else do we have here? Jean-Luc, Alexis Palenzuela, Ray Varnicus, Jonathan. What else? Jay Slim, Fins Up, Oscar Rojas, Stetson O, John Padilla is in the Bay Area. Gus 1388. Big O tried Burger Fi, Wagyu burger and fries, so fresh, 5x5. Fact, go again. Great choice. There you go. I love Burger Fi. They're so good. Corso Traven, Juan Mendoza, Pat in Asheville. Enjoy a cup of coffee sweetened by Bill's tears this morning. It's a crying shame. Mickey Harrison is that cheap. Man, it's a bad look for a billionaire, bro, to be that cheap. That's sad, to be quite honest. What are you going to do? Corso, thank you for the love on the super chat. It says, morning, O. I feel like a fake fan for rooting for Bills. Just tired of Chiefs, Swift. Now I got to root for Philly. Damn. I was rooting for money, Corso. See, I don't play that game, bro. I play the game of let me be objective. Who do I think is going to win? And who can I make money on? Okay. And that's all that's the difference between you and me, my brother. I'm looking to make money. I don't really, my team's out already, dude. I get no satisfaction out of anything except winning some money. That's it. Whoever ends up winning, it's not going to make my life better or worse. My life is worse as it is because I've got to live through the last 40 years of constant disappointment. Of constant, not whether it's Shula, whether whoever it is, Jimmy Johnson, Dave Wanstead, Mike McDaniel, none of them know how to build a football team. Okay? They all fail on how to build a football team for the Miami Dolphins. That's all I know. So any of those teams winning or losing, it doesn't help me. But you know what helps me? A couple extra bucks in my pocket. That's what helps me. And that's what I do on the show. I don't care about anything else. I care about you guys. I want you guys to get ahead like myself, and that's it. Screw the rest. Revo 13 is in. The three chief rings clown Schiefery circus. Watching championship football this weekend just confirms how far away we are. Yes. Especially with that coach. With that coach, you'll never get anywhere. Really, that's your main problem is the coach more than anything else. Thanks, KC, for keeping the Bills trophy case empty for another year, says Lisa. Now let's go Eagles. Bitcoin at 250 in June 30th, Jay Slim. I have Bitcoin at 250,000 by June 30th. We're going to have vicious rips to the upside coming. Vicious. Okay? Yeah, it's coming. So prepare yourself. We're going to have a couple of God candles. And for those of you that don't know what a God candle is when it moves $10,000 in a day. So in the next 5 months, because we're almost done with this month, in the next 5 months, I think we'll get two God candles along the way where Bitcoin pumps at least $10,000 in a day, maybe more. So expect that, my friends. Steve Chapman is in. What is it? There's a challenge to Brady's legacy as the GOAT. It means everything to the fan base. They're doing everything to discredit KC, claiming the refs, whatever. Who cares? Dude, this is the history of life. If the Lakers are hot, they get all the calls. If it's the Celtics, if it's Michael Jordan, if it's Tom Brady, Don Shula, by the way, didn't even have to win all the titles. Not just the 70s, even into the 80s. Oh, Shula's in the competition committee. That's why he always gets all the calls. This hasn't changed. You can't sniff Wayne Gretzky. Nothing has changed in football and basketball, and that's how it is. We have always taken care of the stars. That's what you guys pay for, to go into the arenas and the stadiums. This is why you sit down in your seats, because you want to watch Michael Jordan and Mahomes. You want to watch Tom Brady. Well, they're going to take care of him a little bit more. Michael Jordan, as great as he was, same shit, dude. The Yankees, whatever. Doesn't matter, man. Whatever team is hot and winning a bunch of titles, they're hated. They get every break and all that because they're in your face the entire time. You get to watch everything. So it is what it is. Do I think Josh Allen made the first down last night? Yes, I do. But was it inconclusive? Hell yeah, it was. We didn't get to see the point of the football. Do I think it was? Yes, but we can't do that. It has to be conclusive. It sucks. But that happens to your favorite team all the time, good and bad. It goes both ways. So whatever, dude. This is old. This has been going on forever in sports. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk a little basketball with the one and only Ira Winderman and our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All right, Ira. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Apprehensive and waiting and wondering what the next approach is with a player who has missed 14 of the last 19 games.
Yeah, it's just I just don't I don't understand why you would bring him back and put your team through this and put the young players through this and put your amazing coach through this. I really don't understand I don't understand the method behind the madness. Outside of cheapness, that's the only thing I can blame it on. There's nothing productive out of it. That's my problem with all this. There's nothing productive outside of you trying to say, and you're not getting your money's worth anyway. And nobody is going to a game to watch Jimmy Butler play. They might be watching Jimmy Butler, the soap opera, but they're not watching for Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Ball.
No, you know what, Big O? We're at the point now. At the start, it was a sort of caveat emptor. You didn't know if Jimmy was playing or not, and you did buy a ticket to see him play. You'd have to be the most clueless non-fan to be thinking whether it's tonight against the Orlando Magic on Monday, whether it's Wednesday against the Cleveland Cavaliers, where you can't argue, hey, I bought a ticket to see Jimmy Butler play, because you have to know by now. This is not days. This is not weeks. We're heading into the second month of this. We're in the second month of this. It's sort of a given, but it sucks because it's so unfair to the rest of the players. It's so unfair to the coaches, and that's on the front office. The front office's only job is they're not on the road. They're not dealing with the snow and the weather and the late arrivals and the early wake-up calls, is to put the team and the coach in the best position to win. So far, through this whole soap opera, they have done anything but that. Poor Eric Spoelstra. What does he do today? They give him Jimmy Butler. They said, according to the union and the rules, Jimmy has to be allowed to be available. Now do what you want. Well, which is worse, having Jimmy lollygagging on the court, playing offense 4-on-5, or having some sort of clown show on the bench where he's on the end of the bench, goofing around, staring in the crowd, making himself the focus? Either way, it's not fair to Eric Spoelstra, his staff, or the other players out there. That's why you resolve this one way or the other. It can't be 4 games off, 7-game suspension, 3 games back, 2-game suspension. That's not the way the professional Miami Heat run.
Very professional.
But Jimmy has changed that calculus, which once again reinforces what you and I have already known. We spoke about it on our Accurate Pembroke Pines report. The players rule the roost in the NBA, and that is not changing.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but it's just, to me, and by the way, I'm going with the latter. I'm keeping him on the bench because at least I'm going to limit the clown show to the back end of the bench, not on the court, the business of the court. So since you are going to part ways with the guy one way or another, then start parting ways with him at least on the court and let those guys walk onto the court with the peace of mind of, hey, it's our team now.
I agree. I agree with all that, and I think this will be the moment when Eric Spoelstra says enough is enough. But you know how it is, Big O, in this clown show of an NBA. So we do the introductions. All of a sudden, we're shocked because Jimmy is not introduced and someone else is introduced as the starting guard, and fine, and we move forward, and instead of Jimmy, you get Haywood Highsmith. But Jimmy on the bench, are you telling me that he's going to be a Boy Scout? Are you telling me that Jimmy in his warm-up is going to be engaged during the huddles or not creating his own little scene? That's the thing, is I would take the league sanctions. I would take the fines, and I'd say, you know what?
Me too.
You get to show up. You get to use our facilities. We have a hot tub. We have a cold tub. We have a weight room. We have a training staff. Go back in there. Do whatever you want. We have a lot of big screen TVs. You can watch our game. You can watch other games. You can watch the hockey game. We don't care. That's what I would do.
Watch the Suns. Go watch the Suns.
Yes, exactly. So go wear your other team's colors. Wear your Suns colorway on your sneakers. But enough is enough. And here's the deal. If Jimmy believes he's been disrespected by Pat Riley, if he believes he's been disrespected on contract negotiations, if he believes he's been disrespected by Eric Spoelstra by not designing an offense around a player who might be leaving at any moment, he has the right to do that. But do you have to be an ass? Do you have to end your legacy in a way? These were 5 very good years, Big O. These were 3 trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. These were 2 trips to the NBA Finals. Why not let it end that way? Why not create the opening? And
this is who he is. This is what he's always been. Nothing changed. It's just that it was just hidden for a while, but Jimmy is who he is. This is Jimmy Butler, the guy
the Miami Heat, through their way of doing things.
Saw the last 5 years was a fraud, actually.
Or a professional organization that handled it the right way.
Right. It's Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell. It's a great organization, but they kept those 3 idiots in check as much as they could. God bless Mike Tomlin, bro.
Right. And God bless Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley to this moment.
I wonder if Eric Spoelstra is giving Mike Tomlin a call. Hey, so how do you handle this guy?
But you know what it is? It's like a ticking time bomb. It kept ticking to the moment, and everyone saw it coming. Big O, did we think we get 5 years? Did we think we get 4? Did we think we get 3? It was borrowed time. The Miami Heat were on borrowed time, and now the clock hit 0, and it expired, and you're there. But here's the deal, Big O. You know you're there. You know you're at the point of no return. delusion is telling yourself, you know what? We'll play out till the February 6th NBA trading deadline. Jimmy will have no other choice. He'll have to come in here. He'll have to play. He'll have to be a good citizen. He'll be playoff Jimmy because he might as well be when he's out there. Man, that seems like a reach as we're talking right now at the end of January, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. By the way, Friday night, Kansas opened up with point of no return. So just to make a little note there on Friday night. So,
hey, use it during the introductions tonight. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I have no issue with that. Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing here? Is there because it seems like there's no progress. It seems like all the NBA folks are talking like Suns don't really have what it takes. They can't find the extra teams, all of that stuff. Everybody's kind of thinking that this thing is going to go beyond the deadline then.
Well, but here's the deal. Right now, the only urgency in all of this is Miami and Phoenix. Those two teams, they have an urgency. Phoenix has to do something to be better. They're bad. The Heat have to do something. It's a bad situation. So we probably will have to wait till we get closer to the February 6th trading deadline when all the other teams go, what's in this for me? What can you do for me? What kind of picks do you have? What kind of salary cap relief do you have? What kind of quality players do you have? Who else are you throwing in there? So you probably will have to wait. The Heat have a reason to get it done. The Suns have a reason to get it done. The rest of the league is just a bunch of facilitators. Here's the point. The Heat are not going to win this trade because you never win with Jimmy Butler. They have to take the best available package because you can't have this thing linger for months. It's not fair to Ware, to Pella Larson, to Bam Adebayo, to Tyler Hero, and in the middle of his All-Star season. I'm not sure even NBA coaches, when they're voting this week and they're going to submit their All-Star reserves, aren't looking at the Heat and Tyler Hero and going, yeah, that team's a clown show. I'm going to pick someone from a team that's legitimately trying to do something in this league, and Tyler gets screwed because of it. Jimmy has screwed a lot of teammates, and don't for a moment think that they haven't noticed.
Oh, no, of course. That's why he couldn't recruit. Dwayne Wade was a great recruiter for himself and for the team. This guy wasn't able to recruit anybody here, and that was the problem when they made this trade. That was the one thing I kept saying. If you don't acquire another star, this trade will not be what you want to get it out of, although they maximized it even better than I ever thought. Because
that's the thing is they pushed the limit farther. We know you were on record. This contract never should have been offered. They took a chance. They got value out of this contract for 2 years. They did. They went to the NBA Finals. They were competitive. But at a certain point, yeah, enough is enough. Pat Riley didn't recognize that. Pat Riley has almost always been ahead of the curve during his career. Hey, you know what? We all need a mulligan. We all miss one. We're all off on one. He thought he can control Jimmy Butler like he did control almost every other player. Hey, he misjudged the situation. It happens. It doesn't make him a failure. It just makes this a mistake.
No. I mean, well, it's not a fail because you've gone to a couple finals and a couple Eastern Conference finals. So there's no failure here. The failure was in the handling or the failure was you thinking that you can handle this situation, unfortunately. Yes. And that's kind of been a problem for Riley here the last 10 years, dude, whether it's Whiteside, whether it's the Dwayne Dedmon thing, whether it's now the Butler thing, and there's probably a few other Lowry, whatever. There's been some stuff now because today's player, he's not on the court anymore. He's not the guy cracking the whip all the time. So when you're being acquired by the same guy that's coaching you, it was a different environment where he could really manipulate the situation a lot more. And players were different too then. Now he's not in that room. And Eric is a different type of individual than he is. You know what I mean? I think Eric is more of a cerebral coach where Riley was more of a motivational type of guy.
Oh, absolutely. You still can't find a single quote, even now, where Eric Spoelstra is ripping Jimmy Butler. You know he's seething behind the scenes, but forward-facing, can't imagine what we're going to get pregame tonight. But I know it's not going to be enough to write a story because that's who Eric Spoelstra is. He'll lean forward. He'll going, I know you want your storylines. You're not going to get them here. That's who he is. If Eric Spoelstra had done last season's end-of-season press conference instead of Pat Riley, there would not have been a challenge to Jimmy Butler. There would not have been a question about an extension. It would have been pushed aside. There would have been maybe some mumbo-jumbo, and we would have moved on. Instead, Pat Riley still thought the machismo of who he is and what he had stood for something, And Jimmy was just sitting there like Tom Cruise saying, show me the money, because it's only all about the money. Do you think Pat Riley, at any point when he was with Showtime, or even with New York, or when he arrived on that cruise ship in 1995, he said to himself, hey, one day a player's going to be earning $1 million a game. It's a different world. All the cachet of Pat Riley doesn't trump someone being able to earn $1 million a game.
Okay, so Ira, Memphis, he doesn't want to go to Memphis.
Correct.
Obviously. But if the other one is not going to happen and you're approaching the deadline, why not change your mind, dude? I mean, if you say you want to really compete, you got a hell of a lot better chance of winning a title.
1,000% agree with that. I agree with that, and I pointed that out to his agent. And I pointed it out, why not go somewhere, get deep in the playoffs, regain the respect elsewhere? But here's the deal. They want to go to a place where they're guaranteed to get the extension, and he will not get the extension in Memphis, and he can opt in for one more year at $52 million. And then Memphis is in the same position as the Heat. They got a player who wants money that's not being offered. They have to deal with that. Look, Memphis is in third place in a very competitive West right now. They're doing fine. Certain coaches, certain front offices can deal with that. I'm not saying that Tyler Jenkins is not a very good coach. He is. I'm not saying that the front office and what they're doing and have done in Memphis is not very good. But if Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra can't control them, do you honestly think what's going on in Memphis are going to be able to control Jimmy Butler? And what's going to happen is this.
Hey, listen, I think Memphis is stupid for wanting Jimmy Butler. But if Memphis is stupid enough to want Jimmy Butler and you can unload him, then you go ahead.
I think the Heat would do it in the Brandon Clark and a couple of other pieces and draft picks. They would do it in a heartbeat.
Do I really want Jimmy Butler around a John Morant who's already, a loose cannon, sorry, pun intended. No, I really don't want that, actually, to be quite honest. I don't want that around me. But if these idiots want to go add that to that mix, you go ahead. That's fine with me. I'm just thinking as a Heat fan, I want him to get the hell out of here. I want them to get something for him. I want those young guys to start growing on their own so we can find out who's who. I'm enjoying the hell out of watching Khalil Ware play, man. So I don't know.
As long as you accept what they are as a team restructuring, having to take a step back, to take a step up, to get some capital and draft capital they lost, I'm fine with that also. Here's my nightmare scenario, Big O.
Why weren't we good in 08 and 09? They told us what they were doing, and I know they still got to the playoffs, but they told us what they were doing.
Went out against Boston in the first round, but at least they were honest and upfront with the approach, and I have no issue with that. Here's my nightmare scenario.
Now, let's stop lying to ourselves here over the last few years. That's what I want to stop doing. I want the Heat to stop lying to themselves. I want you writers to stop lying to yourselves. You have a shot at all these players and this team. This team's going nowhere. Turn the page, dude.
I agree. And I wrote that Sunday in the Sun Sentinel. You can't look at this team and saying we're a championship contender. You're not. And that's okay. Most teams aren't. It happens. Teams go up, teams go down. You get the rare teams who endure. Everyone forget before the Celtics run, they were god-awful. And it takes time, and you have to get your draft capital, and you have to bring yourself back up. And it happens. Cleveland, the same thing. They work their way through draft capital. Memphis, the same way. And I'm fine with that. Here's my nightmare scenario, Big O, and it's going to be awful. February 6th, the Miami Heat work out a trade. They send Jimmy Butler somewhere he doesn't want to go. They get some picks. They get some nice players, and they say, hey, we're set for the season. February 7th, Jimmy Butler goes in somewhere and fails his physical, maybe on purpose. Maybe he brings out an MRI that no one else has ever seen. Well, the Heat can't say, okay, we'll do a different deal now. It's too late. There's no more trading deadline. That's why you damn well better be careful. Kids out there, you should be listening, of who you get in bed with. Because when you get in bed with the wrong person, all hell can break loose. And Big O, welcome to all hell.
Yeah. All right. So trading deadline. Any other options on the books for the trading deadline?
I want to see the Miami Heat be as proactive as they can. You know what? You want Jimmy Butler? Well, I want his good buddy Terry Rozier alongside with him. If you're that desperate to take A, you also have to take B. So I do think there could be other components also, because let's face it, Big O, Pat Riley typically goes big or goes home. So if you have to make this over and you have Duncan Robinson's contract and you have Terry Rozier's contract and you want draft capital, yeah, I wouldn't just limit it to Jimmy. And a matter of fact, if Jimmy has somewhere he really wants to go, and you have a team like Phoenix who really wants to take someone, you know what? I'm not saying that I'm necessarily wanting a Grayson Allen, for example, from the Suns, but there might be other pieces. There's Dunn there, who's a nice player. You can arrange things to put yourself in a better position from the tax, from the cap, from the aprons also. So go big and don't just get bullied by one player. You become aggressive also. I think this could be a big Heat trade deadline. I think this team could look a lot different after the trade deadline. If they can get part A going, yeah, I go for part B and part C also.
Yeah, by the way, I know it's the Nets, but it was a fun win on Saturday night.
Yeah,
right?
The Nets are ghastly, though. It's like saying, okay, the Heat beat the Motor City Grind. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. What the roster the Nets had and the players they sat out, like Cameron Johnson on purpose, they're trying to lose, and you still had the Heat there in the middle of the third quarter, desperately fighting. This is a Heat team still trying to find its way also. This is a Heat team still with plenty of negative components, but there's promise, there's hope, there's youth. That's all you want to see as long as you can accept that.
Yeah, I'm good with that, man. I have no problem. I know they're not going anywhere. I'm fine with that. I'd rather watch to see who develops, who's who, what's what. So that way you can go into the offseason with now a plan on how to start rebuilding the whole thing. Plus, you know, what's also really important to move on from Jimmy Butler, because I get this all from people, and this is just some stupid shit. Oh, well, the culture's gone. That's it. It'll never come back again. It's like, yo, dude, the culture's there. It's just you have disruption in it for a moment. And then then you move on. That's it. Plenty of teams that have had good cultures have some moments, some bumps in the road.
Oh, absolutely.
Shaq had a run-in with Riley. You got rid of him. You moved on, dude.
You had your differences with Tim Hardaway. That era ended. With Shaq, it ended. With LeBron, it ended. It happens. You move on. You take a chance. You get a strong-willed player. That's all part of it. You don't back down. You're not afraid. But you have to decide at the right time when to move on. You've spoken about this often with the Dolphins. We spoke about it with the Jimmy extension. You have to know when that moment is to say no. They tried with Kyle Lowry. They tried to move off Kyle Lowry. They tried to get better because of it. It didn't work out. Hell, that happens. At the moment Terry Rozier was traded for, look, no one liked the draft choice going out, but everyone thought, hey, this is a guy who could score. This team needs offense. You know what? The Heat took a shot. Sometimes you hit a home run. Sometimes you strike out. That stuff happens, but they've always been proactive. Can they be proactive right now with Jimmy Butler?
Well, let's hope so. And listen, in the end, what I want to tell the Heat Nation, since Riley's been here, what is it, Ira? San Antonio, the Lakers, the Bulls, and then what? Then Miami? No, actually, the Bulls were before Riley, right?
Oh, they were before. They were when he was tormented with the Knicks. You maybe could put the Celtics. You could put the Celtics in there. You could put the Cavaliers during the two LeBron eras. But still, a top five.
No, but there's only been 3 or 4 teams since Riley that have had more success than the Heat.
in that period. Yes,
right. The Cavs are not one of them, but the Lakers and San Antonio and the Bulls. Okay, but the Heat is like right behind those teams in the last 30 years of overall success,
legacy of success, and so you have to accept moments like this.
Yes,
right. It's not a crappy organization. It maybe just ran into the crappy person at the wrong time.
Right. That's it. And if it has to take a couple steps back, you have to be appreciative of the big picture. And at least right now, they're willing to face the problems, and let's see if they can overcome them over the next couple of years, man. That's it. What do you got going on the Sentinel?
You know what? I tracked all of these missed Jimmy games. Again, he's missed 14 in the last 19. I chronicled when he played, when he didn't play, why he did play, why he didn't, as we wait for tonight's decision, because I can never recall a month like this. There is so much. Even LeBron, when he left, he left. It was July. 2 weeks later, he was gone. Oh, it's terrible. What do you mean we're stuck, with McRoberts and Danny Granger? But at least you moved on. With Shaq, he started moping late January. By early February, he was traded for Sean Marion. You moved on. The thing that I think galls Pat Riley is how long this has gone on, that we're 6 weeks into it. Really, if you look at December 11th, when Chams first reported the trade desire, we're just about to hit our second month of this. That's what's made this one so different. It's become a never-ending soap opera. The one thing about soap operas with Pat Riley,
It's
he gets rid
one,
of
by
them.
the way. It's the most public one too.
Yes, and it's a different era, as you're right. Be there with the social media, with podcasts and everything. There's no hiding. With insiders, there's no hiding. With people able to throw crap out there. This weekend, Channing Frye went on a podcast, and it was repeated everywhere that the Heat sat 2 hours on the tarmac last Thursday waiting for Jimmy. No, they didn't. They left early. They waited a few minutes. They knew what was going on. But once the misinformation gets out there, Big O, it's everywhere because there is no journalism anymore. There are no people double and triple checking and making sure they have multiple sources. It's let's get this out there as soon as we can. We're going to get the clicks.
By the way, we don't have enough media on media crime. We need more media on media crime. We need media calling out other people. Hey,
except there's not a lot of traditional media left. Everyone's gone to the other side, to the dark side, and that's the problem. So I know with the Miami Heat, when it comes to either Barry Jackson, Anthony Chang, or myself, there's people who were on the scene at the shoot-arounds, talking to the coach, talking to Andy Ellisberg, getting the full story. Other people, hey, look what I found out. Okay, what's that backgrounded on? Who did you call? Do you know for a fact that's true? No, but I had it first. What are you going to do?
That's right. I'm with you. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. Better yet, subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel so you can get all the great insight. Ira, as always, thank you, my friend. Have an interesting week. We will catch up.
And all you people out there, stay the hell off my lawn. Thank you, Big O.
You got it. All right, Acura Pembroke Pines. They're at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And tell them that Big O sent you, man. Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the amazing people out there. We got the customer appreciation sales event going on right now with the #1 volume sales dealership in the United States, baby. And the ZDX is there. You can get it for $449 a month, 0.9% financing for 72 months. The 2025 Integra, $339 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, 3.9% financing for 72 months. You can get it for $399. And the MDX Tech, man, that's like a spaceship. We can give you $10,000 off the MSRP. Get on down there. The lot is loaded. It is overflowing. They've got a bunch of certified pre-owned vehicles also. So check it out and tell them that Big O sent you at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we love those Bitcoin or Ethereum donations. And you can also make a donation through PayPal too. And Sean will show you the QR codes there. If you look for it, you'll see my name, and then you'll see the Crypto Bro Show logo if you look for PayPal, and then you'll see me there. Thank you, as always. Ho Yoon, thank you for your amazing dedication to the show, sir. Thank you for the donation on Venmo. He says, have a great week. Thank you, sir. As always, I appreciate you. Let's see. What do we have? What's going on? By the way, where is Bitcoin? It is at 101,385 after this shocker in the market, as people are freaking out. The Dow's only down 38 points now. It was down a lot more. The S&P is down 93, and the NASDAQ is down about 0.75 of a point. All right. Right, Alarmo? Let's see. Should we now look back at back and be upset at D Wade for bringing Jimmy here? No, Frankie, not at all. Why would you be? You got to be upset for one thing, my brother. It's one thing. None of this happens. You know why, right? No extension. That's all. If you listen to me 2+ years ago, because this is the third year of it, I said, hey, don't give him the extension. That's when you were supposed to part ways. That's what it was, dude. It had nothing to do with it. The run was great, but you got to know when to get off. They didn't know when to get off. That's where they made the mistake, dude. It had nothing to do with that. You part ways 2 years ago. You don't give him the extension. You say, hey, no, we're sorry. It was a great run. We're moving. And I'm sure he'll become a dick at that moment, but you don't care. It doesn't drag on like now. And you don't have 2 years of him not even playing in the regular season, not even trying. And this is going to be the third year of him not trying in the regular season again. So to me, that's the thing. The problem was, to all of you, including you, Frankie, I'm sure, we're all caught up in the moment. Oh, no, you can't trade him now. We just came from the finals. Well, you got to understand, this is the time to get off. That's what you got. That's where I'm pissed at Riley. You can't be. Most of you can't be. You could do it after the fact, but you all would have made the same mistake that Riley did. That's where we've got to be pissed off at Riley, for giving him the extension and not having the foresight that I had. You know, but you get caught up in the moment, prisoner of the moment. We're going to have to come up with a drop that says prisoner of the moment, because it happens so much to all of us. Me, you, everybody, Pat Riley, Chris Greer, you know, happens to everybody. Yeah, you get caught up in that moment. So that's where we have to be pissed. The extension was the mistake. Problem is, most of you would have made the same mistake and would have given him that extension. So, because it's kind of out of the box to want to part ways with them after you just arrived from the finals. It's kind of crazy, but that's the balls you got to have in this business. Just like trading X after 10 interceptions. It takes a lot of balls to even say it or do it, but you got to do it. You have to know when a player's window is about to close. And you can't wait for it to close, because then it's too late. X. Jimmy. And Jimmy's a scam. Like I told you, he's not playing hard because he's never going to play hard until he goes wherever he goes, and then he'll play hard and constantly get injured, and then they'll have to deal with it. He knows his fragile little body won't put up with the pounding anymore. So that's why this is all a con job. And by the way, that's the other thing. I've been kind of saying this has been a con job for a while now, that he is not really trying. So his body can't hold up. It sucks. But this is just an absolute con job by him. It's pretty pathetic. What do we have here? It's not even close. Jaden Daniels is the better QB all around. Different is Hurts is on a stacked team. Yeah, exactly. Hurts has got a team that can carry his ass. All he has to do is make a couple of throws. That's it. Horn Dog says, oh, I didn't like Jalen Hurts at Alabama. Oklahoma made him a better passer. Hurts is Jake Plummer to me. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that. Jake Plummer, not necessarily accurate. Athlete running around. Yeah, I like that. The tush push is so aggravating on these short 1-yard plays. Hard to stop. Yeah, well, you got to have that D-line, baby. How about the Chiefs, man? They stopped Allen like 3 times because they noticed that it was the play-by-play announcer, not Romo, who said that the Chiefs were prepared for Allen going to the left side and the left where the left guard is and all that stuff. And it's interesting because that's the kind of stuff you'll never get from Tom Brady, because he can't do those interviews. Hey, but Tom Brady will give you the great insight about Austin Eckler's small hands. I was laughing my ass off when he was picking on Austin Eckler's small hands. I was like, oh, God. Oh, man, that is awesome. Big O has some color today. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I didn't get any sun or anything. Who knows? Not that I ever sleep well. Let's see what else. My kid used to get so pissed getting called out on strike 3 looking when it wasn't a strike. So I'd ask him what happened with the other 2 strikes. Don't get a team in a tush push situation. Exactly. There you go. It's a good one. Man, flock of seagulls might have to go to that. There you go. A little flock of seagulls. And I ran so far away. All right. NorCal says, I let out a big sigh at some point during the Bills-Chiefs game. Wifey asked, what's wrong? I said, the Dolphins. We both laughed for a while. Let's see. I slept like a baby last night. F the Bills, always and forever, says Mike. Super Bowl has the 2 best defenses in the NFL. Everyone knows damn well that KC is going to do everything they can to stuff Barkley and force Hurts to beat them. Exactly. That's what you got to do. And you know Hurts ain't going to beat you. So my weekly Bitcoin buy hit early this morning at 99K. Look at you, One-Eyed Jack. Look at you, stud. DCA pays off. Big O, thank you for pointing out what a joke Chris Greer is compared to Howie Roseman. Greer is completely clueless on how to build a team. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm just saying this has been a problem for 40 years. It's not just a Chris Greer thing. It's been a Don Shula thing to Chris Greer. You have to dominate at the line of scrimmages. And that's been 40 years, dude. 40 years. That's why they get manhandled by San Francisco in the Super Bowl. That's why they lost to the Patriots pretty much in the year after the 85 season in the AFC Championship game. This is why they got handled by Buffalo in the early 90s. You just go through the history the last 40 years. The Dolphins have been a soft-ass team on defense and on offense, and this is why they constantly get pushed around. So sometimes they might have a decent defensive line, but their offensive line will be dog shit. It's kind of the way it goes. This year, they didn't have either side because they didn't have pass rushers. You know, and plus, you know, the tackle next to Sealer, you needed a little help there. But even though Campbell did great, it wasn't like he was a full-time player. So the problem for the Dolphins, it's not a Greer thing. It's been a Dolphin thing for 40 years. For 40 years, they lose at the line of scrimmage. And this is why they that's why I laugh when people think that what's going on now is just happening, and it's going all the way back to Shula. It's all the same. Nothing has changed with the Miami Dolphins. And I don't know why the franchise doesn't get it. That in the 70s, they dominated at the line of scrimmages. And that was the last decade where the Dolphins dominated at both lines, offense and defense. And after that, they occasionally might have one or the other. And really, the offensive line has never been anything like the 70s ever again. It's had some moments, but still, even with Webb and Sims, they're not like the 70s because the right side ain't shit. And with Ricky Williams, the line was all right. It was more Ricky than the line, really. You know. So it's just a constant thing for 40 years. Constant disappointment except on crypto. Yep. Although this deep seek thing scared the shit out of people, didn't it? It also shows you how much lettuce hands we have. We have a lot of people that have weak hands. But by the way, I want to thank the weak hands. I was able to get more Caspa. I bought a little Bitcoin. I got some Neutron really cheap. So for me, I love it. You want to give me something a little lower price? I'm good with it. I'll take advantage. So thank you all out there for that, lettuce hands. I appreciate that immensely. Let's see what else. My personal experience as Juan Mendoza with Bills fans in person is that they are all nice and sweet, but then when they lose, they turn nasty. I understand that's not everyone's experience, but that's mine. I don't have enough experience with them, so I don't know. I mean, I've gone to the stadium. I've gone to the stadium as a fan. So, yeah. Julio says, Miami sports in general are cursed, except for the Panthers. There's nothing we can do to win. It doesn't matter what owner or coach or front office. Yeah, it's not about being cursed, my brother. It's actually about managing it right. That's all. And the Dolphins don't win because they're not managed right. And the Heat have won plenty. I don't know what you're talking about. Right now, they're not managing it right. That's why they're not winning at all. You know what I'm saying? And Inter Miami, I don't know what more the Moss brothers can do. That was just Messi choking. And by the way, it's going to continue to be that way. I'm going to slam Messi because I'm going to slam Messi and I'm going to slam all the international soccer fans. Since they always pick on the MLS, which the MLS deserves to get picked on, but here I can always have fun and bust balls with people. I mean, yeah, I know it's a shitty league, but wow, Messi can't even get out of the first round with a stacked team. So that's just Messi being one of the biggest chokers in the history of South Florida sports. We'll see if the choker can clear his name this year. We'll see. That's one thing for Inter Miami this year. Woo, boy. The regular season has become a nothing for me now. Like, means nothing. Show me something in the playoffs, bro, so I can get excited. Don't work me up for the playoffs for you to lose against the worst team. So it's just either mismanagement or choking, my brother. Not cursed. Curse is what silly fans say. Just like the morons that say, oh, the Dolphins don't win at the new stadium because it's on an Indio burial ground. Meanwhile, the Marlins have won 2 titles there. But that's what silly fans say. Cursed. It's called mismanagement, my brother. That's all it is. Mismanagement. You might want to grow up a little bit and stop being a 12-year-old. McDaniel got the job from being a run game coordinator for a really good 49ers rushing attack, but comes to Miami and wants to throw the ball all over the place. That's right. That's right, Derek. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? With Jerry Jones' recent hire, we're guaranteed to never see a Super Bowl rematch between the Dolphins and the Cowboys. Well, the Cowboys aren't going anywhere anyways, Tom. I mean, Jerry Jones is, he's a clown. So we're our own clown show as it is, but what are you going to do? Andy Reid could challenge Don Shula's record. He's at 301. Is Andy Reid already at 301? Yeah, he could. Definitely. Yep. Can't wait to see the look on Bills fans' faces the day Josh Allen retires without having won a Super Bowl. Well, it'll be the same thing after Jim Kelly retired. That's all. Except there's a huge difference, bro. Jim Kelly actually went to 4 Super Bowls. I think that's way worse. You can't win a Super Bowl if you can't get to it. But if you get to 4 of them and you don't win it, that's much worse, Michael. Much worse. Our parents experienced hard times we couldn't imagine. We are the same age, and you should have heard me explain to some young people how we had to tape music on cassettes from the radio. And you had to time it to make sure you didn't get the commercial and all that kind of stuff. And yeah. And then sometimes when the DJ wanted to talk over the song to the post, which the post is when the first word is sung on the song. That's what it's called on a DJ thing, because I went to school. And they, you talk right up to the post. And records, what they do is they will have the amount of time that there is to the post. So you'll know how many seconds you have to talk. And hey, you know, the weather in Coral Gables is going to be 55 degrees today, sunny, and wow. But tomorrow we're going to get hot. Here's AC/DC, and boom, and the first word comes out. Whatever. That's kind of the way it goes. So, yeah. And when the DJ was talking over the song, we were like, shit, I got to wait till they play that song again. And hopefully this asshole doesn't talk over it. Yep, that's how it went. What can I tell you? Promote Anthony Weaver as head coach after McDaniel falls next year as coach. I think Rob wasn't listening to the show and really hasn't paid attention. Once McDaniel fails, everyone goes. Okay? You got that? Nobody will survive. No one will survive. Because new regime will come in and they'll clean house and all that stuff. You know, I hate it, bro. I hate the direction we're going in, you know. But you got the wrong coach. You know, it's I was just telling a guy, and we've had this conversation a bunch of times. This team should have won easily 3 to 5 more games. And you didn't because of Mike McDaniel. If you had a real coach, you would have had a better team, more prepared. They would have had a better backup, better prepared backup, and they would have won. And you would have actually gotten into the playoffs at a much higher seed, by the way. And maybe you win a game if you have a better coach. But with this guy, I have no hope with Mike McDaniel. None. There's nothing there that tells me that Mike McDaniel is competent enough to be the coach of a winning football team in the playoffs and win something like legit. Big O, I saw your show Saturday about Tyreek Hill. We need more dogs. Can't get a break. Yes, sir. Check it out. We went over the Tyreek soundbite and everything. And you guys can listen to my whole thing on that. And then also Darrell Bevell being I think he's going to get the job. Him and Pete Carroll have been together for a while. There's a great relationship there. He knows this is a sinking ship. So he is, you know, but you can listen to that one. All right. So Dolphins-wise, here's what we've got going on. They lose Reggie McKenzie to Tennessee in a senior scouting role. So he goes kind of a lateral job. There will be no compensation, folks. Okay? He didn't get the general manager job, so he didn't – nothing. So unfortunately they lose, and they lose a very good personnel guy. So that sucks. Darrell Bevell interviews for the Raiders for their offensive coordinator position, obviously with Pete Carroll. There you go. Cowboys have requested an interview with defensive assistant Ryan Crow for their DC job. So we'll see what happens there, because let's say you lose Weaver to New Orleans and you lose Crow to Dallas. Crow might have been the guy that was going to replace Weaver. It's kind of like what happened in Detroit, where they lost Aaron Glenn to the Jets, and then Terrell Williams, who was probably going to be the defensive coordinator in the wings, went to New England to become the defensive coordinator for Mike Vrabel. So, you know, the sad part is, and I don't want this to happen at all, but it just kind of feels like it's falling apart before it even starts. Like your offseason hasn't, you know, the official offseason hasn't started yet because the Super Bowl is not even over yet. That's when the official offseason starts, at the beginning of the calendar year, which is, you know, early March, 5th, 7th, 8th, I don't know, whatever date it is to start the new that's when the offseason starts. And things look like they're falling apart. Coaches and front office personnel are trying to get out because they all know that this is a hot seat year. And so all of a sudden, you're going to lose Darrell Bevel, who's a guy that has a great relationship with Tua. And Mike McDaniel is a detriment to Tua. Not good, folks. And if you lose Weaver to New Orleans hasn't hired a coach, correct, Sean? I don't think New Orleans has hired a coach, right? I don't think so, right? Yeah. So, we're waiting for that. And you kind of get the listen, you guys know I don't have a lot of hope for next year. I'm sorry, I don't at all. Not with Mike McDaniel. But you start looking at all this stuff, how does it make me feel even? I'm trying to find some hope because I have none. Losing Reggie McKenzie is not going to give me hope. We're not going to help me in finding it. It's going to hurt me. Losing, Darrell Bevel, I think that's huge because you have an incompetent head coach. You need as many offensive minds to help him out as possible. And this is disturbing for me, is what it is. There aren't a lot of seasons that I could probably think of a couple, but there aren't a lot of seasons. Maybe, when they brought back Joe Philbin, I was like, that was probably the season where I was done. Like the next year, like, yeah, this is over, whatever. I was done with Joe Philbin before they hired him. When they hired him, I told everybody it wouldn't work out. So I wasn't really on the Joe Philbin bandwagon from the get-go because I heard all the shit in Green Bay. So for those of you that follow, I don't have any hope for next year at all. And I start seeing all of this, it just solidifies the reason why I have no hope, because these people know this ship is sinking. I got to get the hell out. We don't have a head coach that's going to save us, because that's what I told some of the people in the building last year. I said, that guy's going to get you all fired. And some of them know. Some of them are realistic about his shortcomings. That's the good thing. And I think that's why you're seeing people that are going to abandon ship for a lateral move. They'll abandon ship. What would they give Reggie McKenzie? An extra $500,000, $250,000, but the responsibilities and all, it's a lateral move. It's not like you're really like the GM. So they gave you like some little cheesy role that might be slightly better than here, but it's not really so that's bad. That's not good. That's not good. The Reggie McKenzie one that should be a sign to you that the people in the personnel department are not necessarily confident about what's returning and what they need to do to kind of save their asses next year. That's why Reggie McKenzie is now a Tennessee Titan. Sucks. So hard for me to feel, positive about this. Big O, what are your thoughts about the Dolphins' new wide receiver coach? I have none. I hope he's a hard ass. What more can I tell you? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We'll see. We'll see. Big O question mark. Put it this way. He's not solving Mike McDaniel. So, and I don't know if he can reach Tyreek Hill. Doubt it. Tyreek's already kind of unreachable at this point. You've given him all the money that you should have. So, the ship is sinking because our owner is too loyal to those who advise him outside the organization. Tell him to be loyal to those still in charge. It's a failed cycle that continues to spin. That is Nico. Dolphin Dave. They can have all of our coaching staffs. We're going to lose them anyway. Yeah, I guess so. You can look at it that way. You could. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. The great Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Tonight, 7:40, Heat hosting the Magic. Magic are favored by 1. The over and under is 207.5. And yes, Jimmy Butler is in the active roster. He will be playing tonight. I don't know if he's going to start. I don't know if he'll come off the bench. I don't know if maybe they'll keep him on the bench. I have no idea, but clearly the chief owner, Mickey Harrison, will not do the right thing to suspend him and keep him away from the team. 7:40 first tip. Saturday, by the way, they defeated the Nets 106-97. On the ice, Vegas defeats the Panthers 4-1 last night. Wednesday, they host the Kings at 7 o'clock. The NFC Championship game last night, or yesterday afternoon, the Eagles defeated the Washington Commanders. I got that right. 55-23 to move on to the Super Bowl. And a reminder, Austin Eckler has small hands. The Chefs, they defeated the Bills 32-29. So we now have the Chefs and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And by the way, opening line, the Chefs are favored by 1.5. The over and under is 49.5. The Eagles are minus 125 on the money line. The Chefs are plus 105 on the money line. I don't understand that one. But hey, I already bet the Eagles. I mean the Chiefs. The Chiefs. The Chefs. The Chiefy Chefs. And the Miami Dolphins lose Reggie McKenzie to a senior scouting role to the Tennessee Titans. Darrell Bevell has interviewed with the Las Vegas Raiders for their offensive coordinator position. And the Cowboys have requested an interview with defensive assistant Ryan Crow of the Miami Dolphins for their open defensive coordinator position. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Let's see. Reggie McKenzie is from Tennessee and went to college there as well. I think this is a factor for him. Sure. Okay. That might be a small little snippet of it. It's more that let me get off the sinking ship, Pat. Okay? Let me get the hell out of this sinking ship. So I'm going to go with that. I think people know what's going on. I think people know what's gone on in that building. Lord knows I do. So just some of the shit that's gone on, they probably like, I want no more part of this. I'm out of here. So that's all I can tell you. Frankie Fresco, thank you for the super chat, sir. Big O, do you feel that Eric Spoelstra will ever leave the Heat, especially when we take him for granted? No. I don't think so at all. He's a lifer here. They will do, I think things will start to turn over the next couple of years here, and Eric probably will end up with more power when it's all said and done. He's earned that. So, no, I don't think so. They'll take care of him. I hope so. But I can't see him ever leaving at all. I think they'll do right by him. They're not doing right by him now. That's one thing I'll tell you. And that part is unacceptable on Mickey's behalf. I don't know how he does this to this coach. That part of that, I'd be pretty pissed if I'm him behind the scenes. I'd be ripping people. So this is a public service announcement. McDaffie is not an actual coordinator, much less a real coach. Yeah, the dude is maybe a position coach at best. There's nothing about Mike McDaniel that is even a coordinator. I agree with that. Been saying that for a while. Maybe McD doesn't want to give up play calling duties because he knows he'll have to be an actual head coach and the failure would have happened more rapidly. He can't handle both, Derek. That makes it even harder. You know what I'm saying? So logic says, shit or get off the pot. You can only do one of them. That's all I'm saying. Was the Starsky and Hutch Pinto version an upgrade from the Ford Maverick Grabber version back in the day? Big O, if you don't think Ross is interfering with Greer's decisions, I'm okay with any exit of the front office. If Ross is interfering, we're going to be the Raiders for a while. Yes. I don't think he is. I haven't found out about anything about him interfering at all. He just signs the checks, dude. He does whatever they say to do. I have zero proof of him interfering at all and making any kind of decisions. Now, if I find something out, then I'll tell you. But I haven't heard anything about that. I just hope that the front office, Greer and Allen now, can somehow control their coach because he's gonna get them all fired. And by the way, that's the only thing I can pray for because I'm a Dolphins fan. I want him to have a good year. And if you can't control that guy, I don't know, man. I just have a terrible feeling about the Dolphins this year. Just a terrible feeling. I hope they have an off season like they haven't had ever, and it freaks me out and it gets me all excited again. Morning, Big O and team. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Eric. Thank you. Very nice of you. Big O, when you say no hope, are you saying you don't even see the Dolphins? Oh, no, there's no winning record next year. No, not at all. I'm seeing a bad season next year. I'm seeing shit fall apart next year. Yeah, I'm talking 6-7 wins. Yeah. I'm talking about a bad season. Yeah, I don't have a lot of hope for this team. I don't. I mean, Tua's not going to stay healthy. He's going to do all kinds of stupid shit. So you're not going to win much. I can't. You heard his dad. Did you see that piece? If you haven't watched it, you need to go back and listen to, I don't know when we did that. Friday or Thursday or I don't know when we did that. But the one of his dad, that shit is disturbing, bro. Like, that is terrible. I don't know, after listening to his dad's comments, and if you haven't, go back and listen to that piece. Sean, that's a rant. That's there. Yes, sir.
It was on Thursday's show, and then we made it a rant, and it was posted on Friday.
There you go. So go check it out. Listen to his dad. And after you listen to that piece, you tell me how in the hell are you going to feel anything positive about the Miami Dolphins? It's disturbing. Really, truly disturbing to have to hear that shit. Anyway, from my bro, Marvin Allen leaving Dolphins would be more of an issue. Dude had a hand in drafting Reek, Mahomes, Chris Jones, and Josh Allen. I know Marvin Allen is awesome. I agree. I love Reggie McKenzie and Marvin Allen. I think they're both fantastic. So I think this the Reggie McKenzie loss is huge, and definitely. And Marvin Allen should be wanted by people. I don't know how he's not, to be quite honest. I'm baffled that somebody hasn't hired Marvin Allen as their own GM. So that's kind of the way I look at it. All right, let's get to a little music. How about that? Let's get to musicians born on the 27th of January. Let's see. Mike Patton with Faith No More. I know my man NorCal loves Faith No More. Born on this date in 1968, the singer for Faith No More. Miji Drummond with Curiosity Killed the Cat. Born on this date in 1964. Gillian Gilbert, keyboardist with The Inadequates and New Order. Born on this date in 61. Margot Timmons, singer, songwriter with the blues, folk, country, rock band Cowboy Junkies. Janik Robert Gers, probably the member of Iron Maiden that is spoken of the least. Guitarist with Iron Maiden. He's like the sixth band member. You'll see him on the far right side of the stage always. Very flamboyant with his guitar playing. Brian Downey. I know a little thing about Iron Maiden, one or two things. 1951 on this date, Brian Downey, the Irish drummer and founding member of Thin Lizzy. The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. Seth Justman, keyboardist and vocalist with the Jay Giles Band. Love stinks. Love stinks. Yeah. Love stinks. 1951. Happy birthday to him. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays. Nedra Talley, singer with the all-girl group The Ronettes. Be my little baby. Let's see who else. Nick Mason with Pink Floyd. The only member of the band to play on every single album since the formation of the band in 1965. All right. So happy birthday to Nick Mason, born in 1944. He was here in concert a few years back at the Fillmore. I remember. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. That's it. We'll take that for musicians. Let's go with other famous people celebrating birthdays today. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, born in 1756 on this date. And we lost him in 1791. I remember when he died. It was so depressing that we lost him. Country singer, and I have no idea if this guy's big or not, but I openly admit I know nothing about country. I am not an expert. I don't even know some of it. I know very little to nothing. Bailey Zimmerman, country singer, 25. Anybody out there a real country person? Tell me. Noah Shackney, another country singer. He's 28. Any of them real? It's like rappers. You know, there are these small-time rappers, and I don't know. Some of them, I just don't follow all of them. Let's see what else. Steve Yeager, YouTuber, 44. Alan Cummings, TV actor. I know him. He is 60. Who else? Ruben Amorim, futbolista. He is 40. Patton Oswalt, TV actor, is 56. I don't know who Yasmin Lopez is, Instagram star, but she is pretty, dude. I have no idea who she is. But I'm going to mention him because, damn, that woman's gorgeous. Let's see. John Witherspoon. Born on this date in 1942. Sadly, we lost him in 2019. Funny ass man. God bless you, brother. Thank you for making us laugh so much. Rosamund Pike, movie actress. She is 46. And that's it for famous people. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on January 27th, sir?
There are a couple. Elise Ashton turns 39 and Brooklyn Barlow is 27. Those are your birthdays for January 27th, 2025.
All right. There we go. Mason is underrated key player. Oh, yes. Yes, the keyboardist, yes, no doubt. Cowboy Junkies are good. Mozart pretty big. Yeah, kind of, right? Kind of. No answers on the country guys, huh? Okay. Cactus Rider knows that Iron Maiden rules. He gets that shit. After beating that Washington took, it wouldn't surprise me if the president signs another executive order to rename his home team back to the Redskins. It should happen by now. I mean, really. An executive order by Trump. Let's see, what would be the executive orders that we need by Trump? I know, right? Force Ross to sell, fire Greer, fire McDaniel, and fire Tua, right? Okay, let's get that one out of the way. Okay, we got that out of the way. All right, so now let's have some fun. Give me some executive orders we need to put together. Executive order that Bitcoin goes to 1 million. Executive order that Jimmy Butler gets traded already. Executive order that Mickey Harrison stops being cheap. All right, let's get to music history. On January 27th, what happened today in music history? In 1968, the Bee Gees made their U.S. debut at a concert at Anaheim Convention Center near L.A. In 71, David Bowie arrived in America for the first time. While the Thin White Duke couldn't play live due to work permit restrictions, he still made headlines wearing a dress to promote events. Boy, talk about executive orders from Trump. In 1990, Gainesville, Florida declared January 27th Tom Petty Day. The rocker grew up in the city. In 73, Stevie Wonder had the #1 song in the country with Superstition. Jeff Beck created the original drum beat for the track. In 97, the American Music Awards, a 62-year-old Pat Boone took the stage wearing leather and a studded collar. I remember that. The singer announced his new metal direction, causing his Gospel America TV show to be canceled. He later stated, "I'm not going to apologize. I've been one of the biggest squares of all time. Now I'm being judged like I used to judge these rockers, but God loves rockers too." He does. I've got hope. I might be loved. In 2015, Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne were given songwriting credits on Sam Smith's song Stay With Me because of how similar it was to Tom's track I Won't Back Down. They also received an out-of-court settlement with Smith's publisher. In 2005, REM, damn, I miss them, had to cancel a gig for the first time in a decade when their crew and gear got held up at the Estonian-Russia border, preventing them from taking the stage in St. Petersburg. By the way, I hate when that happens. All my stuff gets caught up in the Russian border. Tell you, I need an executive order for that one. Okay. Bee Gees have underrated bass lines. The Bee Gees might just be underrated. You know that? Because I don't know, like at the moment they weren't. But post, I don't know if they are appreciated as much as they should be. Put it that way. Because they are phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal. Executive order, renaming the Atlantic Ocean to the American Ocean. There we go. There we go. I like it. Trump, Dolphins are the greatest for me. They have a hole. They can't talk and don't wear clothes. After I change the Gulf of Mexico, a dolphin will be called Dolphin. There we go. Executive order to fire all soft football teams with porous O-lines and D-lines, soft head coaches, and glass QBs. An executive order to void Jimmy's contract. Yeah, but then Mario, we can't even get anything for him. Although at this point, I got to say, Mario, I'm with you. If we could just void it to get rid of him, that would be nice because it does free up the money. So that would be good. That would be good. I like that one, Mario. I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Let's do that. You guys are a trip. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? By the way, one of my favorite WNBA players, Kelsey Plum for Las Vegas, is now playing in Los Angeles. Had a 3-team trade, not that any of you care. So I got to now start watching Sparks games now for my girl, Kelsey Plum. She's such a cool chick. Hate to phrase it that way, but she's just cool. So good player, too, on top of all of that. Saw that. Shams Charania even breaking WNBA stories. By the way, Bitcoin has gone back under 100 at 99.6. So we got some volatility, bro. This DeepSeek thing hurt people big, bro. Big time. Wow. S&P's down 117 points, dude. Damn, the Dow's down 54. It's not the end of the world, but damn, the S&P. Jesus. Let's see. An executive order canceling tolls on the Palmetto. They don't have any tolls on the Palmetto.
If you do the express lanes only.
Oh, yes, the express lane. Yeah. Tolls are on the turnpike.
Yeah, 836.
What's that again?
836 also has got tolls.
Well, no, but 836 is just a speed lane. It's not regular highway.
No, 836. 826 has got the 826 has the expressway. 836 you have to pay. You run through the little, they ding you every time you run through them.
With the express lane.
No, the full thing on 836. 836, not 826.
You mean the one that runs along the airport?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Do they? Do they charge you?
I believe they do.
Oh, yeah, they do. They do, because when you come out of downtown and you come through the boom.
Yeah, I think it's most of the exits, depending on where you get out, you get off, you get. Because I remember when I used to go, when we did the walk-ons, it was easier for me to go 826, 836.
I don't remember when you get off on 27th Avenue or anything, or the June or 57th. There's anything there on 836.
Maybe it's only certain. Jonathan didn't say his 836 has tolls. I don't travel it enough, but I do know I've been charged when I went on there.
Okay.
I didn't do express, so I don't know if there's a.
I think you're right, because it's when you go. But if you get on 27th Avenue, oh yeah, they do. No, it is. It does charge you. Yes, it does. Yes, that's right. It is. Yeah, that's right. He's right. Yes, they do charge you on there. That's right. Yeah, they should take those off. But hey, bro, they'll be charging you on the 826 soon too, not just the speed lane. They'll charge you so you can stay in traffic the entire time. So it sucks. There's a reason why I'm leaving, bro. I won't be here long term. That's for damn sure. I am going to eventually move because I'm getting priced out of this place. So, that's the sad part. I won't be able to retire in the city that I was born because I'm going to be priced out of this city, priced out of this state. So I will be going south in the very near future, unfortunately. I think I bought myself a little time with the election that you people put in Trump. Because I think if you guys put in Harris, then I probably have to try to find a way to get out even faster. Oh, man. So bought me a little time. Disaster's still coming, but, bought me a little time. Damn, the S&P down 104 points. Whew. That is crazy, dude. Crazy day. Crazy day. That's the market, as always. What else do we have? By the way, Big E, I saw it on social media. Obviously, for those of you that are Dolphin fans and you follow, Dolphin social media and all that, you probably know who Big E is. And obviously, one of the more decent human beings on the planet, besides being a Dolphin fan. And all I ever see is him helping people and assisting Dolphin fans and being a great Dolphin fan, period. But he's been going through some serious health issues lately, and I saw that he was hospitalized again. And I just want to say, Biggie, man, my thoughts and prayers are with you, and I know the Dolphin Nation is pulling for you, my brother. So you stay positive, and we know you're going to get through this, man. You got to get through this. You got to be around with me, so when these idiots finally win one, you and I can be high-fiving and hugging each other and celebrating a Dolphin victory. So stay positive, stay strong, my brother. We'll all pray for you and get through it, okay? I saw that this weekend, and I want to make sure he knows that a ton of us are in his corner and praying for the best. So seriously, hope and send your well wishes out there. If you see him on Twitter, send him some love and some positive vibes, man. All right. We all need it in these kind of moments, whenever we're facing these kind of moments. All right. Oh, what else do we have going on in the world of sports? Let me see. Got any car runs into crowd, injures 3 after Eagles win? Damn, what the hell is that? A car hit and injured 3 pedestrians in a crowd of people leaving the Eagles playoff game Sunday night. A driver in custody is it Rick Sanchez? I'm sorry. And the collision did not immediately appear to be intentional. It was the Eagles, right? The Philadelphia Police Department said in a social media post the victims did not suffer any life-threatening injuries, unlike that other one. According to reports citing the Philadelphia police, the car struck the large crowd near the historic city center around 9:30 p.m. after the Eagles' NFC Championship game at Lincoln Financial Field. Okay, there you go. Wow. Well, at least no serious injuries. Nobody named Sanchez involved. That's why. Anyway, what else do we have here going on? Some of you are like, what's he talking about? Some of the won't your concert travel expenditures offset any savings in moving to Costa Rica? Actually, no. No, not really. You know why? Flights are short to Texas, to Florida, to California, to Colombia. Short flight to Medellin. So we're not going to get a lot of concerts in Panama and Costa Rica. Yeah. But it's kind of changed my concert habits down the stretch. I'm only going to go to specific special concerts and I'll travel to them and that's about it. But those days of, going to a bunch of concerts in my backyard and all that, those days are done. I'll enjoy while I'm here, but eventually, yeah, those days are gone. So I don't know yet, maybe I move to a city down south that's a little bit more, let's say, concert friendly. You know what I'm saying? I could go to Colombia. I could go to Buenos Aires. You know what I mean? I could go to Montevideo. I could go to Uruguay. You know what I mean? So those are options. Spain is another one. The only thing I don't like about Spain is I can't get a Spanish passport. I can because I'm my Spanish descent, but they take away your American passport. Did you know that? Spain doesn't allow you to have a dual passport with American. So, I've got to go to a place where I can get the extra passport, and maybe, right now I'm going for quality of life, and quality of life in Panama and Costa Rica is 1,000 times better than here. 1,000 times better than most places in the world. So that's what I'm going for more. I'm moving more for quality of life. Okay. Plane tickets are cheaper there. Okay. In Panama, by the way, women over 55, men over no, what is it? No, men over 55 and women over 55, I think it is. Or women over 55, men over 60, I think it is. Yeah. They get all these breaks. And one of them is plane tickets are cheaper coming out of Panama than they are out of Miami, but you also get 25% off. So all those little things. So, yeah, I won't be able to go to as many concerts in my backyard anymore if I go there. It's not a sure thing yet, but I could end up moving to a more metropolitan type city that could be more concert friendly for me. You know what I'm saying? But either way, I'll be fine. Man, I've been to so many concerts in my life, and I'm good. It's not going to be the end of the world. The concerts that I really want to see, I'll just travel to go see them. You know what I mean? I travel mostly. U2 never really comes to my backyard anyways, Pat. I'm traveling for AC/DC. I'm traveling for Metallica. Sometimes they'll come here, but I went to Montreal to go see those two. I'm going to Tampa to go see them. You know what I'm saying? So I usually end up traveling anyway for a lot of shit because I'm in Miami. I don't really get everything at times. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of sucks. So I end up traveling anyway. So if I'm going to travel, I'll travel from another place where, one, I can fiscally live a lot more comfortable because it's a lot cheaper to live there than it is here. You know what I mean? And then the expenses will be cheaper anyways, even plane tickets. So all good. It'll be a fine adjustment. Don't worry, Pat. You'll be coming down and you'll be hanging out with me. Okay? I have a nice little place down there. We'll have an extra bungalow. So you and the wife can come on down, hang out in your own place for a couple days. It'll all be good, Pat. It'll all be good. The plans are there, baby. So it's all good in the hood. It won't be just, I'm not just going to go get a condo somewhere. Nah, I'm going to get a little compound down there. So I'll be sending you pictures and you can come on down and stay anytime you want, my friend. So there's nothing to think of the wide receivers coach, my brother. What can anybody tell you? Can he handle Tyreek? We'll find out. That's what you better hope. He's got a great, strong character. Mario says, joining you, moving south, Big O. Yeah. So Juan says, my grandparents are of Spanish descent, and my mom wants me to go get a Spanish passport with her, but no way I'm giving up my American passport. Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, when I found out, because I've been studying this for the last couple of years, because the expenses in this state are getting crazy and they're getting unaffordable. I'm a radio guy and my wife is a teacher. We're not going to live here to just, all our money is just to survive every month. I'm not doing that, bro. I want to enjoy my life a little bit. You know what I mean? As I slow down, I want to enjoy my life. And down south, I can enjoy my life and my money will go a lot farther. So, but as I'm exploring all of that and trying to find out about a second passport, I find out that Spain, since, that's my heritage, they will take you, if you get a Spanish passport, they take your American passport. And I'm like, nah, dude, no. I want flexibility. I want to be able to come and go all I want. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way it goes, So Mario says Medellin. Let me tell you, Medellin, and I still have like another couple of years before I make this decision. It'll happen probably in 2 years, full-time. Between 2 and 3 years, I'll be full-time somewhere else. And you'll see this show somewhere else. But what's it called? It could be Medellin, and this gives me time to see what Millie is doing in Argentina. If it's turning around, if it eventually turns around, I could go to Buenos Aires too. That's a fantastic place to live. You know what I mean? That's actually a great city to live, and so is Medellin. You know, Colombia is kind of yes, it has its crime and all that, but it's overrated on all that kind of stuff. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of places. If you're not a drug dealer, if you're not in that kind of business, they're really not going to mess with you more often than not. You know what I mean? So it's really a decent place to live. And so is Buenos Aires. Argentina is a fantastic place to live. And that city is awesome. Awesome. You know? So lots of places, man. It's lots of places. No, I'm not getting an island, Chad. There's something called climate change. Islands are not the place you want to live. Islands are going to get smaller and smaller. Yeah, it's not a place you want to live. Pat in Nashville says, I may follow you. Oh, I used to think my location was pretty safe. That's where I was going. I was going to, is it Hendersonville, right? The one that's south of the south part on the west side, right? Is it Hendersonville? That's one of the areas that I was looking at. Boone, Hendersonville. I love that western part of North Carolina, but after what happened to you guys, yeah, no, not doing that. Not doing that. Plus, it's more expensive to live there than it is down south, unfortunately. It's really more about money. It's more about affordability. I cannot afford it. Yeah, I cannot afford it, you know? And here, forget it, dude. Insurance is getting crazy. Property insurance. It's insanity, dude. Insanity. So I'm halfway on getting my Spanish passport. So you're going full time. So you're leaving. So you're giving up your American passport. Wow, I'm not doing that. I will never give up my American passport. You ever see Maiden when Paul Di'Anno? No, I did not, Scott. Kind of regret that. I would have liked to have seen Maiden. I don't even know if Iron Maiden came to South Florida during the Paul Di'Anno era. I have no idea. I can't even answer that. You know that? I have no idea, but I doubt it. But I would have loved to have seen. I've seen plenty of videos. I remember when they aired one in MTV decades ago. I remember being right in the front and center on the television to see that whole concert with Paul Di'Anno. It was cool. I love those first two albums. Love those first. Remember Tomorrow is one of my favorite songs, man. You know, so and Phantom of the Opera. Oh, Phantom of the Opera is so freaking good. Living to just pay the bills month to month is not it. Amen, Keith. And that's where I'm almost at. We're almost there. And we're going to be there soon. We're on that pace. I cannot afford to stay here, unfortunately. Big O, you think Panama or Costa Rica is a better value than Colombia to relocate? Mario, I can't answer that for you. I can only answer it for me. You know what I mean? Everybody's different, my brother. Everybody has different demands. You know what I mean? How much of a tropical lifestyle is important for you? You're not going to get it in Colombia. You know what I mean? So if you want to be out in the beaches all the time and out in the water and you want to enjoy, the rainforest and shit like that, well, then Costa Rica is going to be a little better than Colombia. If you're looking for more of a metropolitan type look, well, then you're looking at Medellin or Panama City. You understand? It all depends on what you want, my brother. I can't answer that for you. That's, we're all different. We all have different things that we want in life, so that's where you got to weigh it for yourself. It's like when people ask me, hey, when are you going to sell this or that in crypto? I can't answer that. And I can't answer it for you. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know when you got in, when I know when I got in, so I know when I can get out, all those kind of things. I know what my financial situation is. I don't know what yours is. So these are kind of questions that only you can answer that. I can't answer that for you. Wait, what about taking the spare room Victoria and I have? Also, not only does Matt Gates live here, we now have Kylie Rittenhouse. How about Dairy Queen dogs? Let me know. Matt Gates. How does Matt Gates get voted in anywhere, dude? Jesus. Costa Rica is great, but consider Fortaleza, Brazil, Northeast. 6-1 exchange rate. My dad is gringo and he loves it. Yes. But Brazil, no. No, sorry, brother. No. They got a lot of issues down there, my brother. No. Costa Rica is way safer, first of all. Way safer. Costa Rica, the only crime they have there is petty crime. You know, Brazil is a crazy place, and they're how they're situated, and they're not very prepared for climate. If you kind of watch what's happened recently there, Brazil's kind of that's not an option for me at all. I'll visit it, but it's definitely, from everything I've researched, I know the money side of it, but you know, the exchange rate is great in many places. You know what I mean? And by the way, when you use Bitcoin, you're going to be able to have an exchange rate that's better than anywhere else anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, no, I'd rather go to Medellin or Buenos Aires, or definitely Costa Rica and Panama City over Rio. Definitely. Definitely. Yes. Yeah, I've seen enough of Brazil that's not the place I'm going to move to. Yeah, unfortunately. Panama, Cartagena, Puerto Rico, no shot. The infrastructure in Puerto Rico is garbage. So their electricity, their infrastructure, their government, it's all a joke. It's a beautiful island, great people, cool place to live, by the way, in that sense, because it's really got a lot of richness to it. But their infrastructure and everything, no way. No shot I would ever go to Puerto Rico. I visit it, but I would never live there, unfortunately. Mexico, the only reason I'm going to stay away from Mexico is storms. You still get your hurricanes. I'm getting away from hurricanes. Costa Rica, Panama, no hurricanes. Zero. They don't go there. They don't want to go there. Colombia, no. Argentina, no. So I'll stay away from. I don't want no more hurricanes either, bro. That's the other reason why I'm moving. I don't want. We've gotten lucky. All the hurricanes have been on the West Coast. When's our turn on the East Coast? It's coming. It's only a matter of time when we start getting walloped all the time for storms like the left side of the coast has. So I'm getting out of here for that too. So Mexico still has to deal with that too. And yeah, I'm not good with that. Although Tulum looks very interesting. Puerto Vallarta also is another place, very interesting. There's some cool places in Mexico, let me tell you. And the exchange rate, government-wise, all that, I like it. Mexico, actually. The only reason I'd stay away is the storms, because they still get it. Tony, thank you for the compliment, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. I can get an Italian citizenship. That might be more of a move for me later. Italy sucks. Beautiful country, great people. Their government's gone to shit. They're taxing to hell. You know, they're taxing for unrealized gains in Bitcoin. Italy has lost all their young people. They have no development for the future. They're the oldest country in the world, or second oldest, or third oldest, or something. It's terrible. The Italian situation is horrible. So, no shot. I've studied this like crazy, bro. Like, yeah. I've been looking all over. Oh, my wife is from Fortaleza in Brazil. You do not want to live there. Bro, I don't want to live in Brazil. I don't want to live in Brazil. I know Brazil, bro. I don't want to live in Brazil. I have no interest in living in Brazil. None. Makes no sense. None. There's 100 places better to live than Brazil. Brazil is a disaster. So why would I want to live there? Crazy. Great people, party people, fun things to do, but their economy, their government, their whole structure is all screwed up, bro. Costa Rica is the best country in Central and South America, practically, bro. They're like the most productive country in Central and South America overall. It's crazy. They got it. They got it going on in CR. Big time. Buffalo, fastest growing city in the country, affordable housing. Your house doesn't flood out, fly away, or burn down, but it does freeze. So, brother, I've had the worst week here in South Florida being in the 50s. I'm done with that, bro. I'm going down south where I'm going to be in shorts and a concert shirt every day. Every day. That's what I'm doing. I don't want any cold weather, bro. Are you kidding me? Get the hell out of here with that shit. Mario says, good point, Big O. Thanks for the input. You're welcome, sir. I really enjoyed it the last time I was there. Where was it? Oh, Buffalo. By the way, Sean, did we not have a great time in Buffalo? We had a great time in Buffalo. Are the people not actually super nice? They were super nice. Had nothing to do with that, but the cold weather? Are you out of your mind? Lisa lives in Rochester. She tortures me all the time, laughs at me because she's sending me all these cold things, and she knows that there's no way I would ever live there. Like, I don't even know how she even can stand that place. She's tough as nails. It's crazy, dude. I would never live there. It's too cold. Way too cold. Cactus Rider says, I went through a Hurricane Andrew back in 92 in Homestead. I was an 8th grader. It totally sucked. I agree. The Southeast Coast is due, sadly. Of course, we're overdue. We're overdue. We are playing with fire, bro. We're playing with a California fire. Not just fire. Okay? That's what we're playing with. Yeah, it's going to happen. And it's going to happen several times. Come to Haiti. Weird Musics obviously hates me. You've never been to Buffalo, really shouldn't comment. I've been to Buffalo. I've been to Buffalo several times. But it's too fucking cold. Did you see that Trump and Petro were going at it? The Colombian president had to backtrack. Of course, Colombia was going to get crushed, bro. He was going to put sanctions on them. He was going to limit them, their people. They could not come to this country, family members, all that, all their top people, all that. They freaked out. He brought them to Trump got the Colombians and crushed their ass and said, here, bro, take back your scumbags. And that's it. He's right on this one. I'm not going to agree with a lot of shit that he's going to do, but hey, so what, bro? They voted him in. Let him do whatever he wants. This is what you guys wanted. This is what we're going to get. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just going to watch and entertain myself with it. In the first week, he takes out a meme coin, him and Melania, to rip off people of billions of dollars. I mean, think about that. He just ripped people off billions of dollars. You're president. Put out shit coins and rip people off. Do I agree with that? No, that's disgusting. But hey, bro, more power to him. On this Colombia stuff, hey, man, you got to get rid of these people. They're all here illegally, and if they're committing crimes, one guy lets them in, the other guy has to clean them out. I mean, it is what it is. But Colombia was going to – what was Colombia going to do? If they didn't back down, they were going to get crushed. They tried to act like tough guys, and then they realized, oh, my God, we have no power here. We need the U.S. And that's it. And Trump knows it. So Trump got the Colombians and crushed them bitches. That's all. It is what it is. And if I'm him, I'm taking back all those people. And whatever country they're from here, take them back. And if you don't, bro, it's going to be ugly for you. And I would do the same thing. I agree with him on that. I have no problem with what he did there. None whatsoever. Okay? None whatsoever. But it was just funny watching the Colombians try to act like, tough or something, and then they folded like little bitches. Because he got them where it hurts. It's not like people are dying to go there. You're dying to come here. You know what I'm saying? So their people want to come here, their family members, all that. He knows it. And he put all kinds of restrictions. The retribution is coming, dude. He said it. He told everybody what he was going to do. And I don't know why people are freaking out. He's going to do all that and more. It is what it is, bro. They voted him in. Do what you want, bro. That's the way it goes. But Colombia learned their lesson. Don't screw with the orange man. By the way, Trump is going to be shipping more than UPS. TPS. What can orange do for you? Let's see. You can tell Big O isn't in the mafia. A Don never wears shorts. That's right. That is very true. Oh, as I know you're a steak lover, Argentina is great. The only problem is their economy is nuts every few years. That's why Uruguay is on the list. Montevideo. Go look at Uruguay. You want steak? Do you know they have enough cattle to feed their country 10 times over? They're number one in meat. Nobody has more cattle than them. So there, and their people are fantastic. It's a great country. It's a terrific economy, by the way. Uruguay's got their shit straight. Okay? They're actually, and politically, they don't mess with people. They got a cool vibe. I mean, if you ever met an Uruguay person, Uruguayans are freaking cool people, bro, overall. So Uruguay is a great place. It's a great option. Now, getting the passport is not the easiest. It'll take a little bit because I hear they kind of mess with you a little bit, but it's Uruguay is one that people should think of. There is going to be. I'm going to get a little technical with you guys here, but if you watch the things that are going on in the world right now, there's a battle a battle for oil, a battle for water, a battle for gold, a battle for minerals, a battle for the substances that we need for cell phones and all kinds of other stuff, the battle for energy. There's also another battle. It's called food. And remember, okay, understand this. Our food sources are dying all over the world. From fields to animals to all kinds of stuff. It is getting smaller and smaller. Okay? Just look at what's going on. Where is it? Where they were releasing and bringing up wolves again, and the wolves were killing some of the cattle, and people are freaking out, and because they're trying to regenerate animals and trying to replicate it and all that because our populations are growing and all that kind of stuff, right? So there's going to be a battle for food too. Uruguay is one of the countries when it comes to their produce and their meat, and because they're also on the water and all that, they are one of the leaders when it comes to that. And so they have resources that are going to prepare them for down the line better than other countries in certain areas. So just like, China doesn't have any oil. They have to purchase all their oil. Here, we have more oil than ever, and the last guy didn't want to pump enough. He started pumping towards the end. Now this guy wants to get crazy and do what I said. Instead of Biden shutting down the thing, you should have opened it up even more because of all the problems with Russia. You should have been selling to Europe. Now the orange man wants to sell to Europe, which makes a lot of sense because it produces money. It's how you try to pay off your expenses and your, all that kind of stuff. So there's a battle for all these kind of stuff, and we've got to be in the middle of that, or you've got to be in the middle of that, and you've got to make your own decisions. And so for me, when I'm thinking about moving and thinking about my family and I think about the finances, I think about the politics, I think about the structure of the government, I think about their resources. And when I look at Uruguay, they are loaded with resources. Loaded. And it's a great government, and it treats the people well, and their economy is strong and all that, and they don't have the craziness that's going on in Argentina. But by the way, you can take a short ride over to Buenos Aires from Uruguay with no problem. That's the other thing too. It's really easy to get to. So there's all kinds of things that I'm looking at, man. I was looking at Portugal too, which is a phenomenal place, but it's gotten a little expensive. So, it's just, I've been kind of studying all this kind of stuff. It's interesting. It's interesting to look around the world and see how people live and their economies and where they stand and compared to us and things like that, and safety and all that. I don't think people realize we're pretty low. We're pretty low on safety. We're not one of the safer countries. We're like in the middle of the pack, actually. It's crazy. Because people sit there and they think, oh, we're the best at everything. No, actually, we're not. We're actually not. We're best at some things, but really, we don't really create the best environments for our people and everything. Let's see. People keep posting these ICE raids looking for illegal. And well, they're illegal. What are you gonna do, bro? They let in millions and millions of people. Now you gotta go find them and guess what? We're all paying for that. It's going to be so expensive. Oh, my God. He is running up a hell of a bill. Anyway. Trump meme coins is called literally Trump meme coins. If you don't know that the coin is a joke, then you have no business buying crypto. Well, it's called the shit coin is what I call it. That's what I call all meme coins. It's not a Trump thing. I'm an anti-meme coin guy. Everybody knows that. I don't really like meme coins because there's nothing to them. They're all ripoffs, You need to be tough to live in Buffalo. Snow goes away besides my toes to F up to wear sandals all day. Brother, you can have Buffalo all you want. And you're Mr. Tough Guy. Good for you. I want nothing to do with Buffalo. Jonathan Levy. Thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. Big O, does Costco selling Bitcoin in stores mean we're getting closer to buying goods and services with Bitcoin? You don't buy anything with Bitcoin. Third world countries that have no money and they have no economy and they have to have something, they can use Bitcoin. If you're an American, you hold your Bitcoin. You hodl. You let it grow. You can borrow against it. You can loan against it. It is going to be a vehicle that will raise the value of your family. Bitcoin is not to buy a coffee or a t-shirt. That's why it kind of shows you, Jonathan, that you still have not learned what Bitcoin is all about. Caspa will be the one that you will use to buy a car, a shirt, a Chick-fil-A biscuit. Okay? You don't use Bitcoin to buy anything. Nothing at all. Okay? That's not what Bitcoin is for. They may use it for that for some people, but they're stupid. Just like the guy that, what was it, 10 or 15 Bitcoins for a pizza years ago? That was millions of dollars that he gave away. Does that make sense? Why are you going to give an ascending asset for a descending asset? Let me buy this t-shirt, a descending asset. Let me give you an ascending asset. Let me buy this car, a descending asset. Let me give you an ascending asset. Let me give you an ascending asset for a meal that descended right away after I ate it, because it ends up in the toilet. But yet you gave them something, that meal cost you $100, and in 5 years, that $100 turns into $1,000. It's a pretty expensive meal. You understand what I'm saying now? You don't use Bitcoin to buy anything. Are we getting there? Hell yeah. But it's going to be stable coins, my man. We're getting there. We're getting there. But it's stable coins. Bitcoin is not to purchase anything. If you're purchasing things with Bitcoin, you're doing a disservice to yourself. Use cash for it. Use a descending asset for a descending asset. Don't use an ascending asset for a descending asset. Makes no sense mathematically. If you're financially comfortable, Sicily on the Mediterranean is incredible. Yeah, but the Italian government sucks, bro. And I own Bitcoin. I'm not going to have some idiots taxing me on unrealized gains. You don't follow, Sal, apparently, what's going on in Italy. So, you know. Let's see what else. Big O, it's official. I'm going to Spain, getting my passport this week, just waiting on my dates. Wow. So you will not be an American anymore. Interesting. Meme coins are rough. You can make, but there literally are shit coins. They will be using Caspa for goods and services. Bitcoin is too slow. It's a store value. Yes. Kyle gets it. Kyle understands. And meme coins, the only people that make money on meme coins are the sharks. The people that get it on DeFi platforms before it gets on crypto.com or on Binance or whatever. By the time you get it on Binance and crypto, you're already late. Way late. So unless you were smart enough to get it when the airdrop came or when it was posted first available on Uniswap or something like that, PancakeSwap or something, and if you don't even know how to use those DeFi platforms, dude, the only people that make are the few sharks. I got a friend of mine, Sergio. He's a nutbag. He goes for all those meme coins, but he makes money on it because he's a shark. So he gets them early, way early, before the public's talking about them. Those are the people that make money on meme coins. And he's going to fail on some, but he's going to hit on some and he's going to make some money. If you're not one of those kind of people, the sharks, forget about it. But he's been in crypto forever. So he knows the ins and outs. He knows how to use all those DeFi platforms. If you don't know how to do that and you're, I got the meme coin now on Binance. Yeah, you got it too freaking late, dude. So it's just tricks of the trade that you learn. Colin Quinn's History of the World, long story short, should be taught in every school. Let's see. Chris Jones is a neutral zone all-day. NFL refs really are embarrassing entity. One-Eyed Jack says, taxing unrealized capital gains is a great way to lose all the wealth in your country. Beyond stupid. Well, the Italians are beyond stupid. Okay? The Italians and the Germans. Oh, by the way, apparently the Chinese supposedly sold all their Bitcoin too, just like the Germans. Wow, that's pretty stupid on the Chinese part. Yeah, there's some dumb-ass governments out there. Let's see. I had a friend tell me she took courses on crypto, and then she says she'll make a couple thousand on Bitcoin. I'm selling. I was like, who the hell has been teaching? Yeah. That's Darren Rovell. You guys know who Darren Rovell is? So I forgot I was talking about something Bitcoin, and then he said something, challenged me on something on Bitcoin, and then I started going back and forth with him on Bitcoin, And this was when it was like at 40 or 50 or something. Okay, so we're at 100. And he was telling me something about, I took a course, and I told him, well, you didn't learn jack shit. You know. And when it was 100, I tagged him. I said, hey, so how's those courses going for you, Darren? You know, and I don't mind going after people. Like I told Ira, we don't have enough media on media crime. We need to call out our brethren when they're reporting bullshit or they're saying bullshit. And so when I catch Darren Rovell talking bullshit about Bitcoin, I'm going to call his ass out, and I'm going to embarrass him thoroughly. And if I ever see him in public, I'll say, hey, Darren, how's that Bitcoin going, buddy? I'm sure at that moment, oh, no, I got on it. Oh, so your dumb ass got on it now, huh? You figured it out instead of talking shit. So there's a lot of people out there that they don't really get Bitcoin. They don't really understand it. So what are you going to do? It's like that other idiot from the OC, Ben something. And all of a sudden he became some money expert. And he wrote a book to just trash Bitcoin the entire time. I love having fun with him on social media and killing his stupid ass because he's gone into a shell now and disappeared. I forgot the idiot's name. But, you know, too many people out there. It's kind of like I had a guy on Twitter yesterday. Well, Reggie McKenzie's gone. No big deal. A lifelong scout. I'm like, yo, moron. He was a GM for the Raiders. They were actually pretty good. They fired him for no reason at all. His first 2 years, he didn't even have a first or second rounder because the prior coach and the prior management had made the trade for Carson Palmer. So his first 2 years of building, he had no first or second. Still found the quarterback, still found Khalil Mack. They got to the playoffs. And then the next 1 year that they didn't make the playoffs, they fired everybody. So, again, you don't know the history of Reggie McKenzie. You don't call him a lifelong scout. The guy was a general manager. And he actually did a decent job. But, you know, we got people running their mouths about the NFL. They don't know the history. We got people that run their mouths about Bitcoin, and they have no idea what Bitcoin's all about. So, yeah, that's a sad part about it. What else? Outside of the typical crypto bros, there is no discourse to crypto, even Bitcoin in Germany whatsoever. It's insane. We like to be left behind. Ha ha. No discourse. The German now, they now want to, you know, the parliament now has a couple of people in the parliament have put together bills to put a Bitcoin reserve together. They now want to go back to buying Bitcoin, and they sold the Bitcoin that they confiscated. Like, how stupid can you be? You're selling Bitcoin that didn't cost you anything? You're selling Bitcoin that's pure profits. How does that make any sense? How do we vote these people in the government? Like, if you're in Germany, you see that it's like, you know, I mean, what's going on with Volkswagen and Mercedes anyways is shocking as it is in Germany. It's crazy, dude. People were bringing up yesterday with the Eagles whether the NFL should take away the tush push. I say no, defenses just need to adapt. Yeah, they need to adapt. Yeah. So imagine how Germany feels now. Pretty freaking stupid. That's for sure. Because they are. You know? Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in Germany that you can laugh at and say that, I mean, they are the manufacturing heart. They were of Europe. Forever, for decades. And now no more. It's crazy, dude, what's gone on in Germany. Sad, too, for them. You know, it's really sad for them, unfortunately. What else do we have? The approval department reached out to me again here on the phone. All right. Mahomes will pass Brady in what? Oh, 3 more maybe? Yeah. It could happen, man. It could happen. You never know. This will be their 4th, right? And 3 in a row. And Tyreek has to know, wow, they didn't even need me for the one they won. That's the amazing part. His former team has won, is about to win a 3rd Super Bowl without him. That's awesome. And he's got to, I know he's making his money, but he's got to feel like shit about that. You know, if they never won another one and he left, then he can say, you see, they needed me. But with all the success they've had, what's proven is you were nothing but another cog that helped them. But you're not the reason why. The reason why, they're still there. Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes, Chris Jones. The reasons why, they're still there. Everything else is interchangeable. Those 3 dudes, they're not interchangeable. You just can't find another Chris Jones. You will definitely not find another Mahomes. And you will definitely not find another Andy Reid. Just the way it goes. So that's the thing that really stands out from this, is that when Tyreek has his quiet moments, it's like, man, thank God I got a championship, because clearly I'm not the reason why they won. I just benefited just as much as Juju Smith-Schuster. It's pretty amazing. You know, the guy that says he wants dogs, the guy that doesn't run right routes, the guy that drops key passes all the time. You know, that guy. It's pretty hilarious, too. Who's dumber, Tyreek leaving KC or the Bills gifting the Chiefs Worthy, who punished them last night? I would go with the Bills stuff. If you want to use that and give them Worthy, because that's, let me tell you something, he played better than I ever thought he would. For a young guy, now it's good to be in this position. You know what I'm saying? What do we got here going on? Okay, no, nothing. No breaking news. But, I mean, Tyreek's stupidity is beyond comprehension, which is the craziness of this all. All right, folks, we appreciate all of you out there as always. We thank the great Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, that always gets it done here on the program. Oh, wait a minute. Did I CJ? Thank you. I see that Puerto Ricans would be perfect if it wasn't for its worn out power grid. Yes. Yeah. And their government's a little screwed up too, by the way. Okay. All right. Their government's also screwed up. And thank you for the super chat. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show at any time. And you can use the QR codes there, and you can also make a donation through PayPal. Remember, visit our amazing sponsors like Sloman's Home Shield, 1-800-ALARM-ME, and they're giving a free home security system right now with free professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So please reach out to them, 1-800-ALARM-ME, and tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. We shall see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Same bat channel.